Dear students, in the previous class we have been discussing about the political system as an important social institution. There is one more institution which is equally important like the political system. It is the economic system. Economic system is also very crucial in man's life. That is why we are going to learn about it in this class. Other than the political system and the economic system, there is one more important social system which is considered to be a crucial institution in human life. It is the education system, because education also plays an important role and influences human behavior and controls his life in society. Therefore, in this class, we will study about the economic system and the educational system as important social institutions. Economic system is an important subsystem because man's economic activity determines the nature of all the other systems. Man's economic activity consists of production, investment, consumption and marketing a product. As economic system gets complicated from the simple barter system to a complicated capitalism or socialism, the structure of the society takes different forms. The modern industrial system has evolved through different stages like the family economy, the guild and handicraft system, the domestic industry and at last the modern industrial and factory system. Each stage is important in the progress of mankind. Major changes occurred during and after industrial revolution. The factory system of production encouraged mechanization. The concept economy is closely related to the term work and occupation. While activity may be or may not be productive, work refers to a purposeful and income producing activity. The term occupation refers to the established and specialized kind of work that fetches constant income. Three important things are revealed in the economic life of man under the factory system. These are: 1. The productive process in large factories were located and concentrated near sources of power, raw material or markets. 2. Application of mechanical power replacing animal power. 3. Concentration of wealth. And 4. Decline of traditional skills. There was a radical transformation in the factory system or industrial economy. There was accumulation of wealth and property in the hands of the entrepreneurs. The market mechanism was diversified into consumer market, labor market and money market. Due to this transformation, new classes emerged on the basis of property holdings. They were the haves and the have-nots. The capitalism resulted in the formation of two classes, the rich class called the capitalists and the working class called the proletarians. The capitalists became the exploiting class. The poor or the labor class was deprived of all facilities of life and were totally alienated from their work and also society. The transformation from barter system to the factory system affected the social life accordingly, controlling their work, purchase capacity, market and lifestyle. Economy may be classified into 4 broad types. They are capitalism, socialism, mixed economy and democratic socialism. The first one is capitalism. Capitalism is an economic system based on private ownership of means of production. Under capitalism, the individual is free to accumulate wealth and invest capital. Since capitalism encourages free market economy, private owners are motivated by their own profit. The market is dominated by competition between the investors. The role of state to control monopoly, market and exploitation becomes very minimum. According to Adam Smith, there are 4 important features of capitalism. These are private property, freedom of choice, unregulated competition and freedom from government interference. Under capitalism, the state as an institution exercises less control, while the economic institutions dominate the economic and also political system. The entire means of production, even defense equipments, are manufactured by private industries. The United States of America is a good example for capitalist form of society. The second one is socialism. Socialism is an economic system in which the collective ownership of the means of production is dominant. The ultimate goal is the public welfare than the industrial development. The land is owned by the state. The state controls transportation, communication and industries. In socialistic societies, everybody has to work according to his ability and the state will provide them all amenities according to their need. The state controls all the planning and implementation. The economic institutions are under the control of the state. Some examples for this type of economy are the former Soviet Union, North Korea and Cuba. Another type of economic system comes under the democratic socialism. Democratic socialism is the convergence of capitalist and socialist economic theory in which the state assumes ownership of strategic industries and also services, but it allows other enterprises to remain in private hands. The main aim is the welfare of the society as a whole. The government provides free education, free medical services, social insurance, generous family allowances and subsidized housing. The government owns key industries like transportation, communication, hospitals and educational institutions. Encouragement is given to those industries that meet the needs of the people. The gap between the rich and the poor is very, very narrow. There is heavy taxation on private properties. Scandinavian countries, Israel and some Western European countries follow some form of democratic socialism. India is a democratic socialist republic. Many times only the ideology is pronounced, but in practice India has a long way to prove democratic socialism because of the prevailing high rate of poverty. There is need for sufficient welfare programs, education and medical services are not accessible to majority of the population. The fourth type is mixed economy. Mixed economy combines state ownership with many aspects of capitalism. Private property is allowed and hence investments, profit and accumulation of wealth is possible. Individual persons can own important industries. On the part of the state, it has a significant role in health, education and the welfare of the general population. India has adopted a system of mixed economy. So far, I have been giving an explanation about the economic system as a form of social institution. As I told you earlier, now I will proceed to educational system and explain to you how it becomes an important social institution. Education is one of the social institutions by which culture is being transmitted from generation to generation. It also plays a significant role in socializing the individuals next to family. The term education is derived from the Latin word educare, which literally means to bring up. The idea of education is not merely to impart the knowledge, but also to develop good habits and attitudes in order to prepare people face the future successfully. In this respect, Peter Worsley says a large part of our social and technical skills are acquired through deliberate instruction, which is called education. Now, I will give a definition of education. Durkheim defines education as the socialization of the younger generation. Education is a continuous effort to impose on the child the ways of seeing, feeling and acting which he could not arrive at spontaneously. Samuel Koenig explains that education is a process whereby the social heritage of the group is passed on from one generation to another, as well as the process whereby the child becomes socialized and learns the rules of behavior of the group into which he is born. Education stands for deliberate instruction or training, since an individual behaves in a way according to which he is trained. Due to this, some thinkers have associated education with socialization. On the other hand, education is regarded as an attempt to transmit the cultural norms of the group to its younger members. It is also understood as continuous effort to acquire more and more knowledge. These three explanations stress upon education as a process and a continuous entity. What are the functions of education? 1. Education plays a significant role in socializing the individuals. The school and other institutions are found to be the agents in the formation of social personality. Educational institutions are the places where the individuals learn honesty, sense of right and wrong, cooperation, doing one's duty and many more such qualities directly through textbooks and indirectly through celebrations or conducting programs. 2. Education helps in transmitting the cultural heritage from generation to generation. It impacts the values. The third function of education. Education aims at the reformation of attitudes developed by the children during earlier part of their socialization. The child might foster negative attitudes, bad habits and prejudices in his earlier life, Now, education teaches them good aspects of life and imparts good values. Fourthly, education trains the skills of the students and prepares the adolescents for future occupational positions that are required to earn their livelihood. It also gives some status to the individuals and enhances social mobility. 5. Education encourages the spirit of competition and motivates the students to acquire more marks or ranks and recognition in the institutions, family and society too. 6. Education confers good status to people. 7. Education trains the individual in specific skills. 8th one, another key function of education is innovation. By providing scientific knowledge and encouraging research, innovations are made which are essential for social and economic progress. Education and social change. Education positively contributes to social change and social development. Today, education aims at imparting empirical knowledge about science, technology and other specialized knowledge. This brings a change in outlook of man and his social relationships and also enables him to make positive contributions to the progress of society. Education always helps people to move up in their social statuses. So, it has a direct impact on the social mobility of man. Education has a significant function as a promoter of upward social mobility. Social mobility refers to the movement of an individual or group from one social position or status to that of another. People who occupy different statuses may often change their places depending upon the opportunities made available to them. Occupation is the main principal channel for social mobility, for which it requires certain educational qualification. Although students, I have been emphasizing only social mobility and social change that takes place due to the educational part of human life. Education plays a very crucial role in human life, because education only provides a space for a person to develop all his values in his life. Not only that, education only gives him a specific occupation and income and also a status in his social life, and therefore, education is very closely related to the economic system also. Well students, in the previous classes, I have been explaining to you how different subsystems like family, marriage, kinship, political system, economic system and educational system are considered to be important social institutions. Yes, they definitely play a vital role in shaping and controlling their behaviors. I am sure students, now you understand how these different institutions are considered to be very important in our social life. As far as this class is concerned, first I gave you an introduction to economic system, then explained 4 types of economic systems, namely capitalism, socialism, democratic socialism and mixed economy. Then I proceeded to the explanation of education system with an introduction to education system. Then I explained the functions of education and I concluded it with the social change and mobility due to educational system. Now students, you have to answer some questions. Question number 1. Explain democratic socialism. 2. Analyze Indian economic system. And 3. Explain the functions of education in the social life of man.